5 habits that can change your life in 1 week. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin with a question. What if I told you that in just 1 week you could begin the journey of transforming your life entirely? Yes, a single week, just 7 days, can set you on a path to a future of fulfillment, purpose, and abundance. Now, some might think, what difference can a week make? But I assure you, my friends, that when we commit ourselves, even for a short time, we create ripples that extend far beyond. Small intentional actions carried out each day can reshape the very foundation of our lives. Today, I want to share 5 powerful habits that can unlock the doors to a future that you may have only dreamed of. These habits are simple but profound. If practiced with purpose, they will yield results beyond anything you can imagine. So, let's begin. 1. Habit of gratitude. The first habit is the habit of gratitude. Every morning as you wake, take a few minutes to acknowledge 3 things you're thankful for. Gratitude rewires the mind. It shifts our perspective from scarcity to abundance. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we start the day with a heart full of appreciation and peace. It prepares us to receive more, for the heart that appreciates is the heart that attracts. 2. Habit of intentional planning. The second habit is intentional planning. Each morning, take 5 minutes to map out your day. Write down your goals, both big and small. When we live with purpose, time becomes our ally, not our enemy. Planning doesn't restrict you, it frees you to prioritize what matters. And when you prioritize your time, you're setting yourself up to walk in alignment with your purpose. 3. Habit of daily learning. The third habit is the habit of daily learning. Commit to just 10 minutes a day of reading or listening to something that builds you up. Knowledge is fuel for our journey. When you invest in your mind, you broaden your capacity to achieve. Every new idea, every piece of wisdom, every bit of knowledge sharpens you. Remember, a growing mind will always lead to a growing life. 4. Habit of positive affirmation. 5 habits that can change your life in 1 week. Finally, we have the habit of reflection and rest. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect. What went well? What could be improved? And then give yourself permission to rest. True growth is not just in action, but in rest. Rest renews us and equips us to face another day. When we reflect, we learn, and when we rest, we strengthen. Real transformation doesn't require drastic, overwhelming changes. Rather, it often begins with small, consistent actions that might seem insignificant at first glance. In our pursuit of success or growth, we sometimes believe that monumental shifts are needed to create a meaningful difference. However, it's the subtle, steady changes, the ones that often go unnoticed, that accumulate over time to produce extraordinary results. Just as a river shapes rocks over centuries, consistently small actions have the power to carve out new pathways in our lives. Each action, no matter how small, builds momentum. These small habits create a foundation, a base upon which larger achievements can be constructed. The impact might not be immediately visible, but like the first drop of rain on dry soil, each small action is preparing the ground for change. Small actions have a compounding effect. When repeated daily, they can accumulate into remarkable outcomes, changing the course of a life over time. Consider someone who decides to spend just 5 minutes each morning in gratitude. 5 minutes might seem trivial in a day, but repeated every morning, it begins to shape an attitude of appreciation. Over time, this practice changes their entire outlook on life, making them more resilient, more joyful, and more open to possibilities. A similar transformation occurs with any small, consistent effort. Imagine someone who commits to reading a few pages of a book each day, or who spends just a few minutes exercising or planning their day. Each of these actions in isolation seems like a drop in the ocean, but over weeks, months, and years they lay the groundwork for personal growth, knowledge, and discipline. These actions act as stepping stones, each leading us gradually closer to the life we desire. As each day builds on the previous one, a quiet transformation takes place. This approach to growth teaches us patience, reminding us that big things often have small beginnings. Change is an inside-out process, beginning in our minds before it manifests in our lives. Often we look to transform our external circumstances, hoping for a shift in our relationships, careers, or personal lives. But true change, lasting change, doesn't begin with altering what's outside. It begins within, in the thoughts we entertain, the beliefs we hold, and the mindset we cultivate. Our mindset is like a pair of glasses through which we view the world. It shapes our perceptions, influences our reactions, and ultimately determines how we respond to life's challenges and opportunities. When we adopt a mindset geared toward growth, resilience, and possibility, our actions begin to align with those beliefs. A mindset rooted in possibility allows us to see potential in even the most challenging situations. It transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth and setbacks into stepping stones. Habits play a vital role in shaping this internal framework. The routines we follow every day are not just actions, they are affirmations of the kind of person we believe we are and the kind of life we believe we deserve. Every action, no matter how small, reinforces a thought or belief within us. For example, a habit as simple as journaling every morning can subtly shift our mindset towards self-awareness and reflection. This regular practice fosters an internal dialogue where we begin to recognize patterns in our thoughts, identify limiting beliefs, and ultimately reshape how we approach our lives. Over time, these habits create a mental landscape primed for growth, resilience, and self-confidence. When we say that mindset is everything, it's because mindset influences every choice we make. A person with a mindset fixed on scarcity might see competition as a threat, while someone with an abundance mindset sees it as motivation. This difference may seem subtle, but over time it profoundly affects the direction of a person's life. Our mindset directs us to see either limitations or possibilities, which in turn shapes the habits we adopt and the risks we are willing to take. We begin to attract experiences and opportunities that resonate with our internal beliefs, and through those experiences we evolve further. In the end, changing our lives is not about taking monumental action, but about transforming our internal narrative, one habit and one thought at a time. When we cultivate habits that reinforce a positive, growth-focused mindset, we unlock the power within us to create a life aligned with our true potential. The most remarkable changes in our lives start with subtle shifts within our minds, leading to powerful actions that then reshape our reality. Consistency is one of the most underrated yet powerful ingredients in achieving success. Many people envision success as a sudden breakthrough or a monumental leap, but in reality it's the outcome of small, repeated actions carried out over time. Success is built on the foundation of daily disciplines, the kind that may seem insignificant on any given day, but when compounded over weeks, months, and years yield remarkable results. Consistency is the quiet force that turns effort into progress, transforming fleeting intentions into lasting achievements. When we commit to a small action every day, whether it's a brief study session, a few pages of reading, or a few moments spent in reflection, we are laying a brick on the road to success. Each brick on its own seems minor, but layer upon layer, it builds a solid path. The secret behind consistency lies in its ability to turn actions into habits and habits into a lifestyle. When we repeat a behavior regularly, it becomes second nature, requiring less conscious effort and more automated response. This shift is powerful as it conserves our mental energy and allows us to continue progressing without the constant strain of decision making. Over time, consistency shifts our identity. We start to see ourselves as the kind of person who shows up, who follows through, who remains dedicated to their goals. This identity change fuels further commitment and in turn reinforces the habits that bring us closer to success. Consistency also builds resilience. When we commit to something on a daily basis, we develop a strong sense of purpose and discipline. Inevitably, challenges will arise and motivation may wane. But those who have built consistency into their routines find it easier to press on. They have trained themselves to act, not out of fleeting enthusiasm, but out of disciplined habit. In moments of doubt or fatigue, it's not motivation that carries them forward, it's the strength of consistency. Each day they choose to stick to their routine. They're reinforcing a cycle of perseverance, making it easier to keep going. Furthermore, consistency magnifies progress by compounding our efforts. Each small step forward, each bit of knowledge gained, and each skill improved adds up over time. This compounding effect is what takes ordinary actions and makes them extraordinary. Like the steady drip of water that eventually wears down rock, consistent actions can achieve results that initially seemed impossible. It's the regularity, the predictability of showing up every day that accumulates into meaningful outcomes. Consistency may seem humble, but it holds the power to turn dreams into realities, one day at a time. The key to real, sustainable success lies in the dedication to daily disciplines and the patient endurance to watch those efforts blossom into something great. Choosing growth over comfort also changes our mindset, transforming how we see ourselves in the world. When we embrace challenges, we begin to view setbacks not as failures but as opportunities for learning. We become less fearful of mistakes because we understand that every misstep brings valuable insights and skills. This shift in mindset allows us to approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness, ready to embrace new experiences. By adopting a growth-oriented mindset, we become less tied to immediate success and more focused on continuous improvement. The comfort zone is a place of routine, where we engage in habits and behaviors that are predictable and easy. But staying in this zone can lead to stagnation. When we remain in a state of complacency, we may feel secure, but we are not moving forward. Growth occurs only when we allow ourselves to be stretched, to try something different, to risk failure, and to learn from new experiences. Challenging ourselves to adopt new habits, learn new skills, or pursue goals that seem daunting at first often reveal strengths and abilities we didn't know we had. Each challenge conquered outside our comfort zone becomes a building block for greater confidence and competence. Choosing growth over comfort also changes our mindset, transforming how we see ourselves in the world. When we embrace challenges, we begin to view setbacks not as failures but as opportunities for learning. We become less fearful of mistakes because we understand that every misstep brings valuable insights and skills. This shift in mindset allows us to approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness, ready to embrace new experiences. By adopting a growth-oriented mindset, we become less tied to immediate success and more focused on continuous improvement. The pursuit of growth over comfort requires a willingness to let go of the familiar and enter into the unknown. This can be intimidating, but it is in the unknown that we discover who we truly are. Every time we choose growth, we are investing in our future selves, becoming the kind of people who are not afraid to take risks, to fail, and to try again. Each step into discomfort broadens our capabilities, expands our possibilities, and prepares us for even greater challenges. While comfort can offer temporary satisfaction, growth provides lasting fulfillment, equipping us with the skills, insights, and resilience needed to navigate life's complexities. Embracing growth over comfort is ultimately a commitment to a life of purpose, achievement, and continual evolution, where each step forward brings us closer to realizing our highest potential. The habits we cultivate today are powerful investments in the person we are becoming. Each routine, no matter how small, contributes to the blueprint of our future self, shaping our thoughts, actions, and ultimately our destiny. When we think of habits as investments, we start to recognize their compounding effect over time. Small daily actions may seem trivial at first, but like a financial investment, they grow, accumulate, and yield results that far surpass the initial effort. Habits are more than mere actions, they are intentional choices that create a trajectory for our lives. Every repetition strengthens the path, making it easier to follow the next day, and in this way habits become the foundation of our character, skills, and accomplishments. Routines, whether they involve learning, physical exercise, or even the way we speak to ourselves, lay the groundwork for the outcomes we desire. For example, the habit of setting aside time each day to learn something new might feel insignificant, but over time it builds a vast reserve of knowledge that can transform our understanding, perspective, and opportunities. Similarly, a habit of exercising for just a few minutes daily contributes to lifelong health and wellness. These small routines accumulate and define who we are becoming. We are literally constructing the future version of ourselves through the actions we take repeatedly today. Thinking of habits as investments also reframes our approach to consistency. Just as we wouldn't expect a financial investment to yield returns overnight, we shouldn't expect our habits to immediately transform our lives. The value of habits lies in their persistence. Day by day, they build up like layers, creating a strong, reliable structure that supports us. Each day we commit to our chosen routines, we're reinforcing our future selves, laying down the mental, emotional, and physical framework for lasting success and fulfillment. These daily habits are also a reflection of our values and priorities. When we establish a routine, we're consciously saying, this matters to me, this is worth my time. In doing so, we are defining the qualities, skills, and strengths that our future self will embody. Each habit is a deliberate choice to align our actions with the vision we hold for our lives. By choosing habits that nurture growth, resilience, and self-care, we are making an investment that pays dividends in the form of wisdom, strength, and well-being. This perspective brings a sense of responsibility and intentionality to our routines. We understand that we're not merely performing tasks, we are actively shaping the person we will become. As these habits compound, they serve as stepping stones toward greater goals, anchoring our identity and creating momentum. Each routine, performed day after day, builds a legacy of perseverance and commitment, and over time it becomes evident that the small investments we made in our habits are indeed investments in a future self that is capable, fulfilled, and aligned with our highest aspirations.